Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. As I was discussing just my past video, I would like to discuss all the trades that have happened thus far from the 2022-2023 season. So I will start with going back to October between the Blackhawks and the Canucks. I believe it's just a small little trade. If I can just pull up the two teams here real quickly. So I have the Blackhawks on one side, the Canucks on the other. So Jason Dickinson went from the Canucks to the Blackhawks in exchange for defenseman Riley Stillman. On the October 9th, the Oilers and Blues made a trade. There we go. And that was Klim Kostin went from the Blues to the Oilers in exchange for prospect Dmitry Samarokov. I do hope I pronounced that name correctly. I apologize if not. On October 26th, a trade between the Montreal Canadiens and the Chicago Blackhawks took place. And what happened in that trade had Nicholas Bowden go from the Chicago Blackhawks to the Habs in exchange for Cameron Hillis, basically two young prospects. On that same day, the Chicago Blackhawks pulled off another trade, except this time it was with the Philadelphia Flyers. And again, basically just two young kids, young prospects. Cooper Zek went from the Flyers to the Blackhawks in exchange for Evan Barrett. The next day, the Bruins and the Canucks made a trade. The Bruins received Michael DiPietro and Jonathan Mirrenberg, and in exchange, the Canucks got Jason Studnicka, who's kind of a younger guy, but he's been around the league for a little bit, so maybe he can add some experience and help the Canucks in the future moving forward. The next day, the Canucks made a trade with the Carolina Hurricanes, and this is probably a big trade for them. They sent Lane Pedersen to the Hurricanes. In exchange, they got Ethan Bear. So he's back in the Pacific Division after obviously spending the year with Carolina, and previously he was with the Oilers. Jumping to November 23rd, in a trade that probably blew a lot of people away, and not a lot of people saw it coming, between the New York Rangers and the Minnesota Wild. Ryan Reeves, obviously a fourth line guy, is not going to be adding a whole lot of goals, just basically there for toughness. He was exchanged for draft picks, more or less. So the Rangers didn't receive anyone necessarily back right away, but maybe in the future drafts, that can help them building forward. On the same day, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Arizona Coyotes made a trade. So pull up those two teams here real quick. The Leafs got Connor Timmins from the Coyotes. In exchange, the Coyotes got back Curtis Douglas. November 30th is the next trade that happened between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Zach Hayes went from the Golden Knights to the Hurricanes in exchange for future consideration. So it could be picks, anything. The next trade after that happened between the Buffalo Sabres and the Dallas Stars. The Sabres traded away Oskari Laskinen in exchange for Joseph Sassoni. On December 19th, there were two trades that day. The first one went down between the Colorado Avalanche and the Toronto Maple Leafs. So the Leafs sent away Dennis Malgin, who they just got the last season or the season before, and in return they got Dryden Hunt from the Avalanche. On that same day, the Red Wings and Panthers made a trade. So I'll pull those two teams up here real quickly. So the Red Wings traded away Giovanni Smith, and the Panthers in exchange got Michael Del Zotto. Now, with that being said, so after the Red Wings acquired Del Zotto from the Panthers, they then made a trade with the Anaheim Ducks, and they sent Del Zotto to the Ducks in exchange for Danny O'Regan. So basically a three-team trade for a couple of players. The next trade happened in the new calendar year between said Red Wings and the San Jose Sharks. Oh, there we go. So the Red Wings traded away Kyle Kruscolo, and in exchange they got Jesper Weatherby from the Sharks. On the 25th, a trade between the Avalanche and the Sharks took place, so I just got to move a couple teams over. So the Avalanche gave up Jason McDonald and Martin Cote. In exchange, they got back Ryan Merkley, a defenseman, I do believe, and Matt Nieto. Now, the funny thing with Matt Nieto is he used to play with the Sharks, got traded to, or he signed with the Avalanche went back to the Sharks, and now he's basically going back to the Avalanche again. So he might as well just stayed in Colorado, if I'm going to be completely honest. And now there's only been 3 trades thus far since then, and I'm sure as I bring up the teams, if you've been following the hockey and been following the trades, you're going to know exactly what I'm going to be getting into. So the big trade here happened between the New York Islanders and the Vancouver Canucks. The Islanders received Bo Horvat, the captain of Vancouver. In exchange, they gave up Anthony Beauvillier and Atu Raleigh in the deal. February 5th was the next deal between the Seattle Kraken and the San Jose Sharks. So the Kraken got Jason Magna from the San Jose Sharks for a future draft pick. And the latest trade that has happened, and again, if you've been following hockey, you'll know exactly where I'm going, happened between the New York Rangers and the St. Louis Blues. The Blues got Sammy Blais back, and they also received Hunter Skinner. In exchange, the Rangers got Niko Mikkola, who's a great defenseman on the back end, and the biggest name of all, Vladimir Tarasenko. So as I said in my previous video, the Rangers are 100% going to be making the playoffs. So this is a huge move that can help them boost forward and hopefully get over that hump and make a competitive team moving forward. Until next time, thanks as always for tuning in, and take care.